Have you tried Ativan, Xanax, or Valium for your anxiety only to find that it made your anxiety worse, or you got worse symptoms, or your symptoms got worse when you tried to come off those benzos? Hello and welcome. I'm Carrie Bailey, your functional nutritionist. I work with people with anxiety, depression, and weird mystery symptoms. And together we heal naturally. If you're new here, pop a comment below, say hi. In today's video, we're talking about benzos, benzo withdrawal, what you can do about it using specific foods and supplements to support your body to get rid of your symptoms. So benzos or benzodiazepines are a medication, things like Xanax, Valium, and Ativan. These benzodiazepines are intended to calm your nervous systems, but a lot of times things backfire and it works in reverse. Benzodiazepines are intended to help with sleep, muscle spasms, and anxiety, and that's generally how they're prescribed. The most common benzodiazepine withdrawal symptoms are anxiety, depression, insomnia, muscle pain, and burning. Now, like most medications, benzodiazepines come with various side effects, and those are even different neurological symptoms than you had before you got on them or before you tried to come off of them. Things like drowsiness, muscle pain, confusion, dizziness, muscle weakness, and memory problems, slurred speech, for instance. So there's a couple reasons why you might be having these side effects. So you could be reacting to the medication, the active medication in a benzodiazepine. You could be reacting to the added ingredients. When I looked at the Xanax ingredients, for instance, they can have corn, lactose, preservatives like sodium benzoate, and dyes. Benzos also deplete nutrients in your body. And if you're already depleted in those nutrients, that can explain why when you take them, it depletes you and might deplete you even further and thus causing symptoms. Some of the nutrients it depletes are CoQ10, melatonin, magnesium, B vitamins like riboflavin, B6, B12, folate, calcium. In addition to nutrient depletions, you can have the benzos can interact with things like unproductive bacteria or viruses, low-grade virus infections that you might not even know you have. These low-grade viral infections are actually what's causing the symptoms, which surprises people a lot, but it's triggered by the benzo. So whether you're coming off benzos or you've got some kind of benzo withdrawal response going on in the body, there are answers, there are solutions that are helpful. It's important that you're working with a medical doctor before you taper or come off any kind of medications. Anytime I'm working with my clients, I always ensure that they are working with a medical doctor to do the right thing and the way they come off those medications if they choose to come off of them. Now, I'm happy to, in service of my clients, to coordinate or partner with those medical doctors to see if we can work together to make sure that we come off of them safely. There's things that we can bring in, nutrients and foods that we can bring in to create scaffolding, if you will, that helps support the process of tapering or coming off medication. And if you'd like a little help, extra help on your healing journey, check out my anxiety and depression recovery guide. There, I'll give you tips, tricks, and all kinds of information to help you get started on your journey. Check out the description below where you can find a link to that. Now, it's important to understand that anybody who's experienced anxiety and depression already has a sensitive nervous system. But benzodiazepines can actually further damage a sensitive nervous system. So it's important that part of the healing process is to rebuild your nervous system, a damaged nervous system, a sensitive nervous system. And you might have to do that very, very slowly because the more damaged the nervous system is, the more sensitive you are. But I want to assure you that it's really easy to do. You can bring in the right foods, take out the wrong foods, bring in some really healing supplements, and you can heal. I promise. It takes time, it takes patience, but you can heal. So it's important to remove not only foods that are not healing, but to remove foods that are damaging or further stimulating or aggravating your nervous system. These are foods like gluten and dairy, caffeine. This includes caffeine from chocolate, alcohol, which you definitely shouldn't be drinking alcohol if you're on a benzodiazepine anyway. Citric acid. Citric acid is a preservative in a lot of seemingly healthy foods. It can be in guacamole, it can be in salsa, it can be in cheese, it can be in medications, it can be in anything. And it's usually pretty clearly written as citric acid. Now, citric acid is made of corn. And again, if you have any sensitivities to foods and corns, you might be reacting to it. or citric acid itself is really hard on the gut and can really irritate the lining of the gut. You also want to make sure that you're removing any kind of additives or preservatives, food coloring, things like that, which ironically are in the medications themselves. Let's talk about some foods to bring in, some really healing foods. So there's two categories of foods that are really healing, and you're going to find these in fruits and vegetables. So the most healing foods are glucose, which again is going to help rebuild your nervous system, and mineral salts, which again are found in vegetables. Let's talk about glucose-rich foods first. Glucose-rich foods are potatoes, sweet potatoes, winter squash, honey, fruit, things like that. These foods provide a critical form of glucose that stimulates the development of your neurotransmitters. So in order for you to make glycine and GABA and dopamine and serotonin, all of which are going to help you sleep soundly and calm your nervous system. But the other component of foods that are helpful are mineral salts. So mineral salts are going to be in your leafy greens, like your spinach, your red leaf lettuce, your green leaf lettuce, your butter lettuce, your romaine. Now, these mineral salts are the building blocks for your neurotransmitters. Your neurotransmitters are like electrical activity in your brain. And so your brain, if your neurotransmitters are weak, if your electrical impulses are weak, then your neurotransmitters will be weak. And then everything just sort of, if things are weak and they kind of shut down, they kind of go into low battery mode. They just kind of shut down. Mineral salts keep your heart pumping, they keep your neurotransmitters moving along, and they're helpful for taking that communication from point A to point B, right? That's what the neurotransmitters help you communicate, nerve cell to nerve cell. So imagine this, thoughts and feelings, emotions, things like that are moving from cell to cell. Now, if your thoughts are a boat and the mineral salts are the ocean, right? If its ocean's dried up, that boat's not going anywhere. It's going to stay still. All right, let's talk about some supplements that can really help you along this journey. The first supplement is GABA. You want to find the lowest dosage of GABA that you can, which I found to be 250 milligrams. And it's important when you try the GABA that you only try it with GABA. Some GABAs have L-theanine, which can be more stimulating. So if you can find a straight GABA, it's 250 milligrams, that's the best way. Now, if you react to even 250 milligram capsule because your nervous system is really sensitive, it's important that we start even lower, even slower. So you're going to want to open that capsule, take out a pinch, try a little bit, just stick it under your tongue, swallow it with some water. And if you're even more sensitive to that, you can take that pinch of GABA and you can mix it with some castor oil or moisturizer and put it on your arm, put it on your tummy, put it on your skin. It will get absorbed really slowly into your body. Keep doing that every day, twice a day, and slowly titrate up. Then you'll be able to get the GABA that your body needs to calm down. But again, if you're so reactive that you put a whole capsule and you react, you just got to start slower. The other nutrient that's so important is a mineral. That's zinc. Zinc, just like all the other electrical neurotransmitter chemicals and the mineral salts in your food, zinc is important. And zinc is deficient in a lot of people. And in order for you to make GABA, you need zinc and you need your B vitamins to make a GABA. And the last supplement I recommend, I would say, do not take it if you are still on the benzo. If you're trying to come off the benzo, but you haven't been able to, I would hold off on this one. But if you've come off the benzo and you're having withdrawal symptoms, try valerian. And again, you might have to try it in a tea and a tincture. You might have one drop on your hand if you're really reactive. So you might just have to start really, really low. But valerian kind of does the same thing as the benzo. It calms your nervous system, but it's natural. Your body knows what to do with it, and it's a natural herb. Impact of benzos and benzo withdrawals is a really big deal for a lot of people. Healing from the impact of benzos takes time, it takes patience, and it takes taking out wrong foods, putting in the right foods, doing supplementation, and really just baby steps, but you can heal, I assure you. And it's also, once you get to the point of being able to come up on some of these supplements in order to heal, it's important that along the journey that you work with someone to help you find the underlying cause of why you had to have the benzo in the first place, or the reactions that the benzo's interacting with. So remember, it's going to be some kind of viral bacterial infection. It's going to be some kind of toxins. And so you want to work with someone to help you come off of to find the underlying cause and to heal. So remember too, that a benzo is a toxin in the body. So if you've been on the benzos for a really long time, it's going to take time to heal. It's going to take time to get those toxins out of your body that have accumulated over years of taking it. And if you're a person like my recent client who just took it for a very short period of time and had a reaction, she still has a lot of toxin cleanup to do. Have you had success coming off benzos? What did you do? I'd love to hear about it. Pop a comment below, share your experience in the comments so that everyone else can benefit as well. Thank you so much for being part of this community. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.